Hey there folks, welcome back to the Blade Lab. So today I'm just going to be doing a quick video. If you've seen some of my other videos where I'm sharpening on the Tormek machine, you may have noticed that I had wheels on both sides of the machine, sharpening wheels. That is not how you typically see a Tormek. This is the T8, but it's not how any of the stock Tormeks are. Usually they will come with the wheel on the left side of the machine if you're standing behind it, and it has this leather honing wheel on the other side. I decided not to go with that method for a couple reasons. Main reason being that I wanted to have two different grit wheels on the machine at the same time, just to save time swapping wheels out. This way I can just sharpen on one side at typically 400 or 600 grit, and then I'll have a 1000 grit wheel on the other side, or a 4000 grit Japanese wheel. Just flip this over and I can just get on about my business without having to take off the water trough and unscrew the wheel and put on the other wheel. And not that it's that big a deal. It takes a minute, maybe 2 minutes max. But if you're sharpening a bunch of knives, it does save time. So let me show you what I did to convert the machine to two wheels. So first thing I did was, this is not screwed on, obviously. So I removed the leather honing wheel, and there's just a, if you'll see the machine, it just comes with this little hand bolt to hold it on. And so then what you're left with is this kind of, assuming you can see that in this video, but there's a little bit of screw left out from the drive wheel. This blue guard I have here is just something I did on a 3D printer just to prevent water from dripping down onto the drive wheel, which can cause it to slip. It doesn't do any sort of lasting harm, but it does cause it to slow down or slip sometimes. So you have this little bit of screw left out, and in order to attach another wheel, obviously you need another axle. So what I have is this part here, which I purchased from Schleif Junkies. It's an outfit in Germany. It's I'll put a link to it in the description below. What you can also do is use, there's a part like this that comes with Tormek's own, I think it's called the leather profile wheel, something like that. And what it is something that screws in, much like this does, onto that little bit of shaft that's left over. And that one comes with two sort of narrow leather honing wheels, like in different diameters, which are used for honing chisels and that gouges and that sort of thing. I didn't have that, so I purchased this. So once you have that attached, you're going to want to, it has two, you probably saw there are two like flat sections of it, so you do want to, oops. This is a bit tricky because as you hold the other wheel, it unscrews kind of the wrong way, so you sort of have to hold this, but you need to snug it up a bit. Otherwise, when you go to undo the wheel that fits on that shaft, it will just unscrew here instead of in the front, which is not what you want. So this is, it's kind of dirty, but this is a 1000 grit CBN wheel that I purchased from said Schleif Junkies. I think you can also get similar wheels from Amazon, except that the distinction is that this one has square corners, or nearly square corners, whereas the ones on Amazon have radius corners, which is problematic for some knives. So let me just slip this on here now. So now you can see that there is some screw still sticking out. I believe that you could just use the, this screw that comes with the, oh wait, does this fit on here? Yeah, I thought it did, but maybe not. Yeah, so you could use this. This is the nut that comes with the Tormek. Or if you want something a little lower profile, I purchased this, just another nut that sort of knurled on the outside. And this I also got from the Schleif Junkies website. So that screws on. And that's really all there is to it if you don't want to run with water. If you do want to run with water, then you have another issue, which is that there is no place to attach a water trough on this side of the machine, like the one you have on the other side of the machine. You don't have to use water if you're using diamond or CBN wheels, but I prefer to do so because that way you don't have the dust to worry about, and metal dust in your lungs or just around. It's not a great thing in general. So what I did, and I'm going to try not to pass right in front of the camera, I purchased an extra water trough. This is the standard Tormek part. There's like a little magnetic sort of scoop thing that fits in here, and I think it didn't come with that. What this does is collect metal shavings in the water as it circles off the wheel. So what I did is I just took a couple of these little magnets and stuck them on there. Seems to do the trick anyway. So now you can just stick this under here, but as you'll see, it's too low for the wheel to get into the water. So the next thing I did was purchased what is actually a desktop, it's like a little drawer organizer, and I think it was something like $10 or so off of Amazon, but it happens to work perfectly for this purpose. So what I do is I just first of all, I'll stick this on here, just pull it up so I can scoot this underneath, just shove that as far down as it goes, and then put the water trough on top of that, and that works perfectly. It's it's a little squirrely right now, but once you add water to it, it weighs it down, and it just works. So that is my setup. Trying to think if there's anything I could add to this. I don't think so. Since I mentioned the issue with the square corners, maybe I'll talk about that for just a minute. Let me take this out of here. I'm going to put on, I have a 400 grit wheel that has the radiused corners on it. So I'm going to show that to you. So here's my 1000 grit. And this is another one that I got from the Schleif Junkies. But these ones with the radius corners, I think it's pretty much, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same wheels that are available on Amazon in the US. And on theirs, there's I think it's a 160 grit that has the square corners, but the only other ones available are I think the 400 and the 1000, and they both have the radius corners. They don't have options for the square corners. So this is the radiused. So let me just stick this on here. I'll show you the issue that you can have with that. I mean, it's a benefit in some cases, like if you're trying to do a recurve blade, then you're going to want to be a little bit tilted and hit that corner. Whereas if you tried to do it with a square cornered CBM wheel, it would sort of dig in and create a pretty ugly thing. Of course, you can also use the Tormek SG250 wheel, which is the the wheel that most of their machines come with, and it's a sort of stone composite wheel, and you can use the stone grater to round the corners however much or little you want. So, okay. So let me show you what I'm talking about as the problem that it can cause. So say, for instance, this mainly comes up with folding knives, but I imagine there are some other types of knives where it can also be a problem. So you're sharpening this, and basically what happens is that the tang of the blade, or the ricasso, or whatever you want to call it, ends up hitting the side of the stone before you get to the very heel of the blade, and so you're not going to be able to sharpen that very heel of the blade unless you sort of tilt it, or sort of do some sort of odd manipulation. But it's pretty awkward, and so it's not great for that particular purpose. And I think that's going to wrap this one up. Let me think if I have any other thoughts. No, I don't have any other thoughts. If you have any questions, please post in the comments. If you enjoy the content, subscribe, like the video. Apparently this is good for my channel or something. So until the next time, y'all have a good one. Okay, so as soon as I stopped recording, it occurred to me that there was one more modification that y'all might be interested in if you're in the Tormek world. If you are, you've probably noticed that even if you're just using the one wheel on this side, if you're using long knives, it's not unusual for water to drip from the knife onto the top of the machine, which is not really it's not a problem for the functioning of the machine because it's the casing is made out of magnesium, so it's not going to rust. It's designed to obviously work around water, so it's not going to hurt anything. But it is just kind of messy, and there's that. So some clever fellow used a CAD program to design this drip tray, which goes on top of the T8. I fairly recently got a 3D printer, so I was able to print it out. You can find the STL file for this on Thingiverse. I'm sure you could just search for a Tormek drip tray and it'll show up. If you have a 3D printer, you can print it yourself. If not, I believe there are services you can use, or you can look on, is it Etsy, or I don't know. But there you can find somebody who can print it for you. It's the file itself is free, so I believe it shouldn't cost any more than $10 or so to get somebody to do it for you. So what this does, you have this holes here for the support, the front support slip into, and the holes in the bottom of the drip tray just go right into that. It's a little hard to see, so you just sort of slide it all the way in there, and you can kind of get underneath, tighten it up a bit so it doesn't rattle, and then voila. So it's got a little dip to it, so water more or less sort of rolls down to this corner. Then it's got a little spout that just goes right down into the water trough on the left-hand side of the machine. So something else you might want to add to your repertoire. Once again, have a good day.